I tell you, out of the gates, even Rush Limbaugh has said before, every time they want to pass a gun control bill, 2 weeks before they wanted to pass an assault weapons ban again, we had the Columbine event that was really shady. Charlie Daniels, and we're going to skip this break, folks. Charlie Daniels joining us. Charlie, what is your initial take on the tragedy and now people seizing on it like Bloomberg and others saying ban our guns so we'll be helpless when crazy men who think they're cartoon characters dress up and shoot people?
Well, yeah, the whole thing is, as you well know, is that people, I'm 75 years old. I got my first gun when I was 12 years old. I have owned guns all of my life. All the people I know have owned guns. My family owns guns. My wife owns guns. My neighbors owns guns. None of us have ever done anything, even pointed one at anybody. The people that do it are the problem, not the guns. The gun, you want to do gun control, start with the Department of Justice.
Well, look at the guy who shot the congresswoman and others. He was a big Democrat who dressed up like women, and then we got the blame for that. And now this guy they're saying is a Democrat. What is up with these Democrats going around shooting people?
Well, I can't figure out what difference it makes the guy's Democrat or Republican. He's a damn nut.
I agree.
That's the bottom line of the thing. He probably had no business on the street. He had no business with a gun. The thing is, my gosh, man, this is just so downright stupid. What are you going to do then? You're going to ban butcher knives? I mean, you know, people that are violent are going to be violent. These people that have these guns are not supposed to have them now. They get them by illegal means. Get the illegal means taken care of. Do away with that. If these people off the street that are selling guns to these thugs and these gang members and these crazy people, make everybody who gets a gun do the same thing that I had to do when I got mine, and when I got my carry permit, that I had to take a examination, I had to take a written examination, I had to take a background examination, and I had to shoot the gun to prove I knew how to do it.
Well, no matter what restrictions
we citizen, you know, rather than somebody walking up somewhere on the street corner and buying a gun. That's where your problem is. Gun control is not going to stop that. What's more law mean? The people that are causing the trouble are not the law-abiding citizens.
Charlie Daniels is our guest, and I want to get someone to behold a pale horse and obviously have you back later because all this is breaking now. What do you make of the fact that 2 weeks before Obama is set to sign the UN treaty that they don't have the votes in the Senate to get, magically this happens, and magically it happens right down the street from Columbine? I mean, this is, boy, I just tell you, this stuff only seems to pop up when they can't get their restrictions of our rights passed.
I don't know if there's any correlation there or not. I would want to go through saying, you know, to say there was. I don't know about that. But these things that happen, I had a radio. We're playing in Littleton, Colorado in August, and I had a promotion interview scheduled there for this morning. And of course, they canceled it out actually because they just went through this Columbine thing not long ago. It's very fresh in their mind. And this thing, you know, these people get these guns by illegal means. The people who buy the guns illegally are no trouble. I would like to see a statistic done on how many crimes are committed by people who own their guns legally as opposed to the people who get their guns. They're not on legally. Now, this guy could have got them legally. I don't know. I just saw a picture of him pop up on TV here. But he's obviously mentally unbalanced. You don't go kill all these people and hurt all these people mentally unless you're mentally unbalanced. Those people are around. Get them out of society. How much trouble has that guy been in that shot Gabby, what's her name, the congressman out there? These people need to be off the streets. And the thing is, you cannot, if you try to do anything to them, now you're violating their civil rights. Look at the people we're letting walk across the line. I mean, we don't know who's coming across the line in Mexico. We have no idea. And yet the same people who want to control guns are not willing to control the border.
Well, Charlie, let me say this. I mean, I agree with you. If Obama would ship guns to Mexico, more than 10,000, and hand grenades you can't buy at a gun shop, and CBS and others have reported the memos that it was to blame the Second Amendment, if that's killed thousands in Mexico, hundreds here, the FBI even admits, then why wouldn't they stage something like this shooting if they would stage Fast and Furious to try to get our guns?
Well, I'm not going there because, I mean, it's like that's something you can prove, and unless it is proven, it's just conjecture. But let's stick with facts right now. I'd go stick with the facts. And you know, the facts are bad enough. I don't I don't discount. I do honestly think that the Fast and Furious thing was done to try to facilitate gun control in this country. I do believe that. I believe that there is a big thing afoot to do that. I'm going to tell you what's a fact. There was a time when I've called both of my senators' offices about this United Nations situation we're getting into. Both of their offices claim that they are against it. But my problem is I don't trust them anymore. I don't trust either one of them when it comes down to voting. I mean, we had a congressman who went totally against his constituency and voted for the health care bill and didn't run again. He has disappeared. Nobody even knows where he is. I mean, I guess his wife knows where he is, but he's not making any kind of public appearance or nothing because he knows that people are really ticked at him about that. What's going to happen if our senators go into a session and vote to ratify this thing? I mean, what are we going to do about it? What can we do about it? That's the point we've come to in this country. They are no longer our representatives. We need some people who represent us, who represent our feelings, who will call a spade and jump in and say, look, this is stupid. Let's do something about gun control. Let's go into these neighborhoods where these guys are standing on the corner selling them. Let's go bust these guys. Let's take them out of society. Let's send them up. Let's get the child molesters off the street. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do something sensible.
Yes, sir. Charlie Daniels, what about arresting the Attorney General, or what about prosecuting him? I mean, what do you do when you know the Attorney General's been caught lying? You know they ordered the gun shipped into Mexico. The memos are there to blame the Second Amendment. What do you do when the president is a criminal and has announced that the United Nations and NATO controls our military now? What do you do when they put us under UN control and UN gun control treaties that even Forbes magazine admits will allow them to register and even confiscate our guns?
You know, it's like I say, the only hope we got right now is our representatives. They no longer represent us. That's the stupid part about this whole thing. We keep sending people to Congress and the Senate just because they bring a few dollars to our state. You know, because they got this highway paid. They did that. They did this. They did that. They sell us out every day. And until we do something about that, these people have control of our lives. People like Eric Holder has control of our lives. The man is a loose cannon. He's dangerous, and these people have something to do with the quality of our lives. And we keep sending the same bunch of idiots back up there time after time. Look at California. There's a microcosm of what's going to happen to this country. They keep sending the same guys to Sacramento. They keep getting the same dead blame results. The state's going broke. The cities are filing bankruptcy, and they keep doing the same thing. Everybody thinks that they can keep their piece of the pie. You know, if I had my way, everybody that works would pay. If it was 10 cents, they would pay income tax. Everybody needs a dog in this fight. Everybody needs to understand what's going on in this country. This country is going broke. This country is broke. This country is teetering on the edge of falling off of a very deep cliff. And people will not accept that until after it happens. And then the biggest thing you're going to hear when Obamacare comes in full blown, I didn't know it was going to be like this. Well, I wouldn't, wait and see what I'm telling you. It's going to be that way. And when the economy falls, well, why did they let this happen? They didn't let this happen. We let this happen. We let this happen by putting the wrong people in office. And people, whoever you vote for, go out and vote. But seriously consider not yourself, but your children and your grandchildren, because we're fixing to put something on their back, and they're absolutely not going to be able to dig out from under.
Charlie Daniels, yes, sir. I'm just listening to you here. You are absolutely on target. The new film that you're in exposes the UN global takeover. It's Behold a Pale Horse. It's available right now at InfoWarsShop.com. I hope people get it and get it out to people. They can also find it on some of the other great websites, but it's just now officially coming out. You were gracious to join us for about 30, 45 minutes just about a month or so ago, and it's been really great having you on with us. I know you've got to run here pretty quick today, but I'd like to have you back up the next few weeks to talk about the film in detail itself. That's just so amazing. But just in the few minutes we have left, Charlie, what can you tell people about Behold a Pale Horse?
Well, it's something I think people need to see. I mean, there's a lot that's going on below the surface here that the scope of what's happening is not just this country. The scope of what's happening is international. There are a lot of powerful people around the world that are involved in what's happening to us. The UN thing, all the things that is going on an international scale. And people need to know about it. The Bible says, my people perish from lack of knowledge. I think we should seek this knowledge where we can find it, and the Old Pale Horse is a good place to start.
It certainly is. We're going to have to fight even harder for the Second Amendment. Bottom line, what do you think of them exploiting it within hours, calling for restrictions of our rights to protect ourselves from maniacs like this guy, like ghouls? We have Bloomberg and CNN and ABC and all of them saying that they want Obama to basically try to take our guns.
Well, consider the source. It's the same people. But let me tell you what else. It's the same people out here. It's the same. I've been on my Twitter this morning, and the first thing I said was we're going to hear from the gun control people. They're going to start howling, and they did, of course. But you'd be surprised at the people that are saying, that are against that, the people that are recognizing it for what it is. People in this country are not that dumb, for the most part, when it comes to that. I know people in my part of the country are not that dumb. They know what this is. They understand what it is. But the same thing, it's just the same old song.
Well, it makes you want to go out and get guns knowing there's maniacs out there. Charlie Daniels, let me say bye to you right now. Amazing. Visit Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. When you're on the site, you can also tune in 24 hours a day to my daily radio broadcast. There's also a free iPhone app to listen to the syndicated radio show when and where you want.